everybody out there has something they need to mend in their own hearts. And you will see what that is in this week's episode of the Global Rescuers. Tennessee, baby, that's where we're at. Thank you for allowing us to be here. And I know everybody's going to want to know what Mending Hearts is. So can you please share with us?
Yes. It's an honor and privilege to have you. Thank you for coming to see about our mission here at Mending Hearts. We are a nonprofit organization who actually, our mission is to serve homeless indigent women. And our mission came about from a personal history of my own, from being incarcerated and homeless. But we serve women who are underserved, those who don't have income. They're very indigent, coming out of incarcerations, jails, prisons, and other institutions. So part of our funding comes from contracted services through our state government. The other is insurance for Medicaid, Medicare. The other is fundraising, which I'm charged to most of the time to do the fundraising. So we're able to take a woman off the streets. She may have just finished using and thinks she's ready for that change. And we bring her in and do a social detox and then add her to our 28 to 45 day residential treatment services. And from there, we're able to put her into a transitional program where she has another treatment service added to it for continuum care. And that allows her to stay with her treatment for a longer period of time while having housing continued. And then the other spare time that she has in the day, she's looking for employment or educational need. We're just grateful. We got a great team here. While I am one of the founders, we could not do it without the terrific team. It takes people with compassion and really those who believe in the mission, because they deserve so much more than I can pay them.
You're tearing me up here. Oh, this is just an amazing experience. So you called it a halfway house, but I don't see it like that because you're not taking these women halfway anywhere. Brandy said that you told her you can always come back here.
Yes.
And I have never heard of a halfway house that says you can always come back. What made you want to give them that kind of support?
One of the things that was a big challenge for me is that, you know, in our active addiction, we've always been kicked out of something. If we didn't have any more drugs or money or services to do for drugs, you know, we're always kicked out of something. And so, you know, coming from my own personal past, you know, I've always said people always graduate you from something, but you can never come back. And so I really wanted this to feel like home. And if to get out there and life showed up for you and like it gave you an ugly turn, you know, and it threw you a curve, you know, hey, come back home. Know that this is your parent program and that we're here for you. And we want to know what that struggle is like. And can we walk with you, whether you're inpatient or outpatient, we want to walk with you. And so we've had women who say, hey, I need to come back. I don't need housing, but I need to check in once a week. And so we give them that opportunity and we put some personal counseling behind it because it's a lifelong journey. It's not a program where you can stop today and pick up tomorrow.
Right.
Or leave here and say, hey, I've gotten 6 months, I got 6 years. I'm coming up on 20 years. I still need support. And so we just want to be that support.
Right, and we're human beings. I mean, we all need that support, and everyday life is teaching us something new. And also, your own family sometimes doesn't say, come on back home.
No.
You know, our door's always open.
No.
They want you out. And so I believe what you're doing is you are an earth angel. You are
Thank
an
God.
earth angel, I'm telling you. I know that there's many, this whole street you pretty much own, correct?
Yes. God owns and He
Yes.
allows me to participate.
Yes, absolutely, and
Yes.
I get that too. So we would love to tour a little bit
Sure.
and see God's work
Yes.
through you. So may we do that?
Yes, you may. This is our outpatient center where we're actually, people come in for 3 to 4 hours a day in the day and evening. And my office is actually here and our executive liaison.
Okay.
And so down beneath us is where our HR and finance is. And we also have a psychiatric clinic.
Okay.
If you take a look right over here where all the blocks are, we actually have a resource center being built
Wow.
from ground up.
So you're not stopping anytime soon, right?
No, God's blessed us with an amazing donor who actually donated every dollar to bring that up from ground up.
And anything that has a heart on it, right over here, Mending Hearts,
Yes.
is your building, correct?
Yes, yes.
And is that a residential home that we're looking at?
That is the residential home of Mending Hearts. And that's actually where we do our residential treatment from 28 to 45 days. Over here, we just had a remodel. And what we're doing here is, it's a Tennessee Housing Development actually gave us a grant to rehab this house so that we could better the living conditions of our women. And so we restored this house, and they'll be moving back in the next month.
It's really cute. And
Yes.
I mean, it almost looks better than mine. When am I moving in?
Listen, I tell people all the time that, you know, sometimes these girls live a little better than me, and I think I'm on the wrong side of the fence, you know?
Yeah, no, you're on the right side. Stay there. You're doing good. So how do you get from being incarcerated to here? This is a miracle.
You know,
And then to build all this.
It's truly unbelievable. And every day that I continue to look at it, you know, I know it's not me. I know where it's coming from. There's no way in God's green eggs that I could have even just conquered all this by myself. You know, I thank God. I prayed, you know, for God to restore me. I asked Him to show me that I can live without the use of drugs. And I promised to be a servant. But I didn't know what that servant was going to be, because initially, you know, this was supposed to be a resource center where women come into a building and get clothes and bus passes and find housing. And so, you know, my friend said, you need to take another look at that. You need a house, you know. And so after outgrowing my personal house, when God restored all my kids back to me after losing parental rights, you know, that's where the first house for the women was. They came and stayed in my first house. We had 7 women, and it's just like it was a domino effect. You know, we had the women's prison calling, we had the jails calling, mission calling, and so these women just started filling up. And I had 2 jobs, and so I started renting other houses. And so as we continued, we saw the need for more than just housing.
That's another thing I want to ask you too, is about your faith, because you have to have that in order to receive. So how, from being incarcerated to helping others, how did your faith work into that? Was there any special thing that you
Yeah, you know, there was times when I was so at my bottom and at my low. There was a church service that came in, and I thank God for that group coming in, talking to me, because I would be laying in my bed at times, and she would come back and say, no. And her name was Desmond. And she would say, no, Trina, come on, that's the devil holding you down. You're not supposed to be laying here. You're supposed to come in and enjoy God's glory. Listen, just because you're incarcerated, listen, you're not locked down. Listen, He saved you from that deadly case that you were involved in. Instead of being dead, He saved you. He kept you alive because, listen, He has something for you. Like, there's a purpose that He has. And like, you know, it was so long that like I listened to it, but you know how you hear some stuff and you just don't believe it? And then something clicked one day. You know what? You are supposed to be dead. You know, you still have a bullet in you from being shot 3 times when you were 6 weeks pregnant. Your baby's supposed to be dead. He's alive. He's beautiful. You know, listen, He saved you. So while we think incarceration is a bad thing, and maybe people look at it as a bad thing, but I know that it's a protection, because if I had not been in jail, if the police had not arrested me, then I'd be dead, or I probably would OD, you know? And so I just think that those people coming in there helping restore my faith, you know, because we don't cry out for God until we're in desperate situations.
Sure, some
And
of
so
us.
and so she said, please pray in your worst times.
Right.
And so those were the things that kept me encouraged. And the other thing, she said, Trina, you got leadership wrote all over you.
Yes, you do.
And I was like, huh? She said, you were a drug dealer because you got leadership skills. It's like, what?
So
this is one of our transitional homes.
Okay, this and all of that right there.
Yes,
So actually, this home from all the way down to the end, correct?
yes. And then
Girl.
there's, when you look back up here, and this one over here that we failed to mention,
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
because I
and
see the
then
heart on it.
the brick one up here on the corner that we passed where the puppy is walking across the yard, that one. And then when you go this way to each street, there's one up there and then there's one over there. So we have the
so
capacity.
This is God's neighborhood right here. We're
Yes.
in the middle of it.
Yes.
Because it is evident.
It's one thing that you want to restore the hearts of the women, but what about the community that women may have destroyed? Let's put them back in there and clean up that community.
You are
And I
amazing.
said, wow. And I went and told Charlotte, I said, I said, I'm telling you, it's crazy what I've been positioned with, but it's like I heard it clear. And she said, ooh, that may be too big. I said, man, especially me being on this side of the fence with the bad guys, and now I want to come over here and help clean them out. And then I got to call the people to help get them out.
That's
you know?
called full circle, girl.
Wow.
You are
it's
amazing.
like,
So can we go inside?
yes.
Let's
This-
do that because I want to see what my future home looks like.
Yeah, this is our transitional. We have one that's handicap accessible.
You even thought of that.
Yeah, you know, because as we get older, we have to think about, you know, if I fall and hurt myself, I don't want to leave. I want to continue to stay in recovery where I've got grounded. Visitor on site.
Ooh, this is beautiful.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Hi.
Good. Meet my new friend, Kimber.
Yes. Hi, I'm Kimber. I'm from
I'm
Arizona.
Darla. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And this is your home?
Yes, ma'am. Our room's a
Very-
little messy. I'm putting
That's
my sheets
okay.
in.
Cleaning your sheets. Can we
Yeah.
take a look in?
Go ahead.
Awesome.
Okay, so Trina, this is
This is a room where it's transitional, and actually they've probably, majority of, probably 95% of them come straight out of our residential treatment, and they come down here, and so they pretty much know what they're headed to before they get here. Case manager kind of meets with them, let them know the rules and guidelines are changed down here. And so there's 2 people to a room. They have a curfew, I want to say at 10:30, 11 o'clock on weekends. They all eat together. We buy food in bulk. They get food assistance, and we take all that and we bulk it together, and they just get bulks of food. And they cook because we really want to give them the skills to clean, cook, do the chores, because this is the things that they're going to be doing when they get back
Sure.
home.
and I love the bright colors because it's cheerful.
Yes,
You know, did
we
you-
want to thank. No, I did pick the colors, but you know the decorations, the design, the furniture. We've been blessed by a program called Project Redesign, and so they come in and make over all our units.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's
And they
unbelievable.
have washer. Oh, this is
Yes.
this is very cool.
Yes.
So it's just a community of women living together.
Yes. And then the beautiful thing is that we get to talk to them about it and break down those barriers, and we get to trigger it all the way back to that family generation.
Yeah.
And so why did that upset you so much? Because it reminds me of my sister, you know, and so it's a beautiful
So you're
thing.
really peeling back layer after layer with every day that goes by with these women.
Yeah. So would you like to see another unit?
Sure.
All right.
Hello. Do you mind if we come in for a moment? All righty. Thank you so much.
I'm Rita.
Rita, my name's Kimber. Nice to meet you. Thank you for allowing
Thank you
us
for
to
letting me in your
drink.
house, Rita. I love you.
Oh, wow. This is awesome. I like it. They're clean. It feels homey.
It
doesn't
is.
have that sterile feeling of some rehab centers, halfway homes. This is wonderful.
And we want to break that stigma.
Yeah.
You know, I want a woman to come in here and know that she's safe, and that no matter what community she lives in, she could be clean, it could be nice. You know, we just want her to know that home,
Yeah, so when they leave here, they can continue that practice
and
in
they
their
can build
new
home.
environment.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Do you know if there's any other facilities like this across the United States that you're aware of? Just
I think
curious.
there's a few,
And I'm not
but I don't
talking
know if they're.
halfway houses. I'm talking.
No. Well, I want to say that we're one. There may be two in the whole state of Tennessee, but I don't know that there's one identical to us. And I say that because we take it from residential to a long-term continuum care.
Right.
And for every program, there's a service wrapped around it.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. You may be finding an influx of people coming to Tennessee.
Well, we'd
After
love to
the
have them. We would love to have them.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to thank you for allowing me to be in your presence, because you made me a better woman by watching you
Well-
and what you're doing, because there's times I want to give up.
We can't, because we need people like you to continue to embrace missions like Mending Hearts. And so everybody don't understand this type of work, and so many people have written people like us off. And so we need people like you and I to continue to fan the flame of hope and let people know that, like, God is still alive.
Right.
He's here for you, and your purpose is driven, and we've just got to release the bow,
Yeah.
open the gift, and live life.
When I was on your site, I saw that you guys, this is how you release an emotion, right?
It is.
So I decided to do my own releasing, and thank you for joining me. So here in Tennessee, I think I've actually helped heal my own heart that needed mending. We all are human beings, and we all need to release something. This is Kimberly reminding you that this just isn't a show, it truly is a movement. So ladies, now that we've written what we want to release on these balloons, let's do it together. 2, 3.